morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Summer Ottershot.
And I'm Kaylin Tilley. Heating costs this winter are expected to rise.
Also, Elon Musk has come out with something new, and it smells.
Cameron Lee is here with your forecast, and Emmeline Perkins has your latest sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Right now we have Cameron Lee to give us the first look at our weather.
I hear many people are glad to have gotten some rain yesterday. Are we expecting any more of that today?
Well, today we are not expecting any rain. If we take a look at our current conditions, sunny, 46 degrees. It was a little chilly this morning when we were coming into work, but that humidity is 57%, and those winds are picking up just a bit, 5 miles per hour. I wasn't feeling the wind too much, but I think we will later in the week, but stick around to hear more about that. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cameron. I guess we'll know more in just a little while during your full forecast.
Sounds like a great day ahead. Looking forward to this weather.
On October 10th, the Evangel counseling team invited students to Trask 101 for coffee with counselors to discuss mental health, stress, and anxiety. Both students and faculty could enjoy the coffee and donuts provided at the event. All members of the counseling team provided methods for dealing with stress and anxiety with students and faculty. Students who attended were encouraged to take notes while head director Leah Wilson spoke about mental health. Macy Poncigo talks about the importance of the event.
I think it's important to talk about mental health because it impacts our daily lives, and if we don't know how to take care of ourselves, then eventually that's going to catch up to us. So we need to learn the tips and the tools so that we can help us to engage our mind, body, and soul, and to ultimately heal.
The counseling team is planning on having more Coffee with Counselor events in the near future. Pumpkin season is in full swing, but those gourds might be weighing on your wallet. Like other produce, people are seeing the price of pumpkins rise. A fresh food cashier says last weekend was the busiest she had ever seen the orchard. Mark Rubin has been the director of the orchard for 13 years, saying there are less pumpkins, more expensive labor as just a couple reasons for pumpkin inflation. More than half of their pumpkins are shipped in from Utah. The price upstick is nationwide, but even higher in Las Vegas and other areas because of some of the extreme weather since seeds were sown in July. The lawsuit against Republican mega donor and casino mogul Steve Wynn has been thrown out by a federal judge. The lawsuit would have ordered him to register under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, as the Justice Department claimed he was working as a foreign agent for the People's Republic of China. It was said he delivered messages to them for the Trump administration. The court found that the registration obligation expired since the termination of their relationship. The judge said he should have registered at the time, but now the law requires the case be dismissed.
You're probably going to be spending more money to heat your home this winter. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is forecasting about a 6% increase in the number of days heating is needed. According to the Energy Information Administration, electric heating this winter is expected to rise more than $100. Natural gas customers can expect an average increased cost of about $200 for the season. If this winter turns out to be colder than expected, the cost of heating could rise even more. An American Idol star was killed in a car accident this week. Willie Spence went viral with his rendition of Rihanna's hit, Diamonds, and was the runner-up on season 19 of American Idol. He died in a car accident in Tennessee on Tuesday. Apparently, he ran off the road at some point and crashed into a car that was stopped on the shoulder. He was just 23 years old.
Up next, Evangel University celebrates a new record.
We'll hear more about that when we get back after this break.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Thank you. Did you see anyone's broccoli? Thanks for helping us. No problem. Is this strawberry? You're welcome.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Evangel University has realized a record-breaking giving total of over $31 million in the 13 months since the inauguration of Dr. Mike Rakes as president. The historic total shatters the previous giving total of $7 million raised in the 2020-2021 academic year. In addition to the unprecedented giving, Evangel has experienced significant enrollment growth under Rakes' leadership. The 2022-2023 school year saw an increase of more than 350 students, or 11% growth, exceeding Rakes' stated public goal of 100 students. Summer Roddershot is standing by with a special guest. Summer?
Thanks, Kaylin. With me today is Dr. Cameron Pace, the Department Chair for Communication here at Evangel. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Dr. Pace.
Glad to be able to do it.
So homecoming is just around the corner, and with that comes many honors and awards for alumni here on campus. Can you tell us what the Communication Department does for its alumni?
I would be happy to. So about 7 years ago, the Communication Department, the faculty, and myself decided to have some type of recognition. And so we call it the Communication Department Wall of Fame.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's out here, outside this studio, there's a main hallway. And in that hallway, we have a large board where we can put plaques to honor those students who have gone on to great careers, and we want to honor their service in in the field of communication and media, and that's our way of saying outstanding communication alum, you might say.
That is so cool. Can you tell us about the 2 alums that you are honoring this homecoming?
Yes, I can. So every year, the faculty and the communication department, we come together and we have usually a list of nominations. There's anywhere from 10 to maybe a dozen alumni that we have. Sometimes we come up with the idea, sometimes people have sent them in to us, and we go over that and decide who it is that we want to honor that particular homecoming, which is 2 weeks away, a week and a half. And so this year it is Dan Wheeler.
Okay.
Dan Wheeler is a graduate in 1977. In fact, I brought a little visual aid. You can see our pictures on there, kind of. But this is our poster you'll see around campus. But Dan Wheeler was a long time, 29 years, or I believe it was, as a QVC host. He's one of the top hosts at the QVC network.
That is amazing.
But he's done other things. He's written books. He produces podcasts as a ministry. He's just done a really outstanding work in the field of broadcasting. And so we're honoring him. And then the other person is Denise Godwin. And Denise has been a news reporter, but she's also been in PR, and she's now the president of the International Media Ministries in Madrid, Spain, and has done that for a long time. She's been a producer for television programming that's been seen around the world. So she's very special to us. She's an 85.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 89. 89 graduate. We had an 85er last year. So we have Denise and Dan, and unfortunately, because Denise is in Europe, she wasn't able to schedule her flight to be here. Normally we have these folks in our ceremony at homecoming. She was not able to work that out, so we'll have to catch her. She's going to try to come later on in the year, but she's going to provide, we're going to deal with her via video.
Okay.
But Dan is going to be here, and he's a great speaker, and so I recommend people come out, and that's next Friday, not next Friday, but the homecoming Friday, the 28th at 3 p.m., right here in our Trask Hall.
The 28th at 3 p.m. That is so exciting. So you're honoring these two alum. What exactly happens at the Wall of Fame ceremony to honor them?
So on a normal year, we have both of the awardees there to speak. We will have a faculty member from the communication department introduce them.
Okay.
We typically have about 40 to 50 people who attend. We like students to attend, and they get to hear their story. They're telling their story of what God has done in their life and the things that they've done in communication. We want to inspire the students. Yes, we want to honor alumni, but we also want to let students know this could be you. This could be something you might do someday. That's why we use the yearbook photo on their plaque.
Oh, that's sweet.
They don't always like that, but we put their student photo on that plaque and say, they were a student once, just like you. And then here they are, have done great things. And so we expect great things from our communication students here. And this is a reminder to them, but it's also a great way to honor these alumni.
I was going to say, it's such a great way that you obviously honor them, but inspiring other students by showing that they were students once too in the same position.
Yeah, and the other thing is after the event, we have a reception actually right here in this studio. And that way students can talk with them, and other alumni get a chance to catch up with them. So we do want it to have a kind of a social atmosphere with it too, have some fellowship.
That's awesome. I love that. What are the criteria used for selecting the inductees?
And that's something that we came up with back when we first started, is what determines this. And so obviously they need to have successfully graduated from Evangel University with a communication department degree. And then after that, it's a matter of being at least 40 years old.
Okay.
Because then they have time to achieve whatever they're going to. And then, of course, we take a look at their career. And we also want to make sure they're a person of faith and character. And so these are the things that we look at. And it's really not hard to pick, because we have quite a few to pick from. But we have to narrow it down. And we've been doing 2 a year. Okay. We started off with 5 and then 3, and now it's down to 2.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. Let's go back to the desk with Kaylin and Cameron.
Thanks, Summer. So Cameron, is it going to stay cool the rest of this week?
Well, some actual cool temperatures are in the forecast, and I'll tell you more about that when we return.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Elon Musk is dipping his toes into the fragrance world with the launch of his new scent. Launched on his website, the perfume named Burnt Hair is described as the essence of repugnant desire. Selling on his company website named Boring, the perfume is selling for $100, not including taxes or shipping.
That sounds interesting, I guess.
Hey, what can Elon Musk not do? Cameron, what is the weather looking like this week?
Well, that's a great question. Looking at our current conditions, 46 degrees. It was a little chilly coming in this morning. I know a lot of us felt that, but going into later in today, it's gonna warm up just a bit, highs of around 67, so we are gonna start to feel like fall today. And as we keep moving into tonight, lows of 41 is going to cool down just a bit. We can check those winds 4 to 5 miles per hour all day long. So not too much, but enough to notice. But taking a look at the almanac, like I said, today's temperature is around 67 degrees. The average temperature is actually 71, which is warmer, but the record temperature, which still blows my mind, is 88 degrees because it has been warmer, and we are thankful that we are staying in this cooler weather right now because we like the fall. And then sunset's around 6:39 p.m., so if you're planning on going to watch that, that's what time that is at. Taking a look at our satellite, we can see some movement. This is some storms. We can see rain all along through here. The East Coast is getting hit with a lot of rain as well as a little bit up in this general area, but we can see more of that on our radar. Because if we take a look at our radar, we can see those storms move up the East Coast, coming into the higher regions. Nothing on us. We can see a little bit of showers, but we're not going to experience any of that this week, most likely, so no worries there. But as we look up the East Coast, we can see there's plenty of storms to go around. But moving on, Missouri temperatures, 69 degrees, 67 to 69 degrees today. It's going to fluctuate just a bit, but we're not Kansas City or Columbia with 65. We're a little bit warmer, but we're thankful that we're not in those 70, 80 degree that we're looking at around us in surrounding states. That national forecast, this is the cold front that we felt last week. It's still moving through. It's going to keep going, and we could see all those storms from the East Coast all coming through here. Some major flooding higher up on the East Coast, but over here just a little bit of rain. As we can see, still nothing on us. What we want to talk about right now is this right here. This is fire hazard, so we don't want to burn anything. The wind is going to be picking up. There's a chance of catching literally anything on fire, so we just want to be careful watching that as well. And then taking a look at this week coming up, lots of sunny moments, some partially cloudy on Saturday and Sunday, but for the most part, it's going to be a little warmer Friday and Saturday, 73 to 76, but it's going to drop down. Tuesday, 58 degrees. That's going to be our coldest day of the week coming up so far. And then for the most part, it's just going to stay cool and sunny. And that's all I have for you guys today. Back to you.
Thanks, Cameron. Just around the corner, Emmeline Perkins will be here to give us the latest in sports.
And the CDC is reporting the latest on drug overdoses. This and more when we return.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. Being a scientist, I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul Talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Although drug overdose deaths are on the decline, they are still hitting record levels, according to new data from the CDC that says 108,000 people have died of an overdose in the 12-month period ending in May 2022. That's down from the record high of 110,000 ending in March. But the latest figure is still 32% higher than any other period before November 2021. More than 2/3 of the deaths are due to synthetic opioids, including fentanyl, and psychostimulants were also involved in 1/3 of the cases. Both drugs have seen an increase in deaths over the course of the pandemic.
Seems like a bit of mixed news on that. It's not great, but it's not worse.
Yeah, that's true. Let's now move to sports. Standing by is Emmeline Perkins.
Thanks, guys. Evangel Club sports teams are starting to come together. 3 new coaches were just hired last Thursday. Volleyball alumni Beth Doles will be coaching the beach volleyball team. Lily Antex will be taking over the EU CrossFit team, and Mark Fabian is the coach for the EU disc golf team. Other teams that are included is the bass fishing team led by Braden Rakes and the bowling team whose coaches has yet to been decided. The Lady Valor volleyball team sweeps Benedictine in a 3-set match after a previous loss earlier in the season. Tori Lowry led the team in both kills and digs, with 12 kills for the night and 13 digs. Viviana Sanchez and Sierra Reeves led the team in blocks, each having 4 apiece. And Sydney Dullivan led the team in assist with 21. You can catch the Lady Valors at their next game on Friday, October 14th against Mid-America Nazarene. Devontae Adams of the Las Vegas Raiders is being charged with a misdemeanor assault after shoving a cameraman as he walked off the field in the game last Monday against the Kansas City Chiefs. Adams met with the media and apologized for his actions later. He also apologized on Twitter with the tweet. The NFL is looking into a possible suspension. The Philadelphia Eagles are soaring into Week 6 as the NFL's #1 team, while being undefeated with a record of 5-0. The Eagles have a top 5 ranked offense and a top 10 ranked defense. The Eagles are also ranked 5th in points scores, 2nd in yards gained, 7th in points allowed, and 4th in yards allowed. The Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday on October 16th at 7. Back to you guys.
Fall is a great time of the year for sports with the NFL and the baseball playoffs.
Yes, and don't forget Halloween is coming up. In fact, the Ghostbusters are showing up in some strange places. We'll have that story for you after these messages.
Get dark. We can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
An Oregon neighborhood is keeping things spooky this Halloween season. A vacation rental company, Vacasa, and Sony Pictures are teaming up to offer guests a stay in the Ghostbusters Firehouse. The building, which is a replica of the one in New York City, is located in Portland, Oregon. It has all the Ghostbusters essentials, including the Ghostbusters fight suits and Snack on Stay puffed marshmallows suit, which guests can try on. The rate is $19.84 in honor of the year it premiered.
That sounds like it might be a lot of fun.
I wish I could go stay there. But let's go to Cameron Lee with the final weather update.
Thanks, guys. Taking one last look at our week coming up so far. Friday, 73 degrees and 76 on Saturday. Those are going to be our warmest days coming up because, as you can see, we're going to move lower into the week. On Tuesday, 58 degrees. That's going to be the coldest one. It's going to be pretty chilly. We're pretty excited for that fall weather to be coming. I don't know about you guys, but I am just super excited. Back to you.
Thanks, Cameron. That's all for us today. I'm Kaylin Tilley.
And I'm Summer Ottershot. This has been Newswatch Today. Please join us next week.